Free agency has been an absolute roller coaster thus far. Before we get into all the moves, let me know your favorite transaction your team has done thus far. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you're exempt from this. You can just comment something ridiculous like, it's our year, something like that. Oh, and if you're a Lions fan, you know. The Commanders, really? Are we serious? Starting with one of the biggest movements day one. We have Laramie Tons. Oh, wrong picture. Laramie Tunzel to the Washington Commanders. Now the Texans, they did get a haul for this. Laramie Tunzel had the most false starts last year, and it's a weird spot for the Texans right now. They do get kind of a haul, a 2025 third, a 2025 seventh, a 2026 second, and a 2026 fourth. But what does this mean for the Washington Commanders? This is a team who are building around a team that was already great. They go and establish the O-line. They're going to establish the D-line at some point eventually, I'm assuming either in the draft or they're going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, or they're going to, well, Joey Bosa will officially, as me making this video, I think is the San Francisco 49er. But most false starts in 2024, still an absolute amazing tackle in the game when he's not, you know, we won't get into that. We won't get into that. But I think this is a great move for the Commanders. I think this will do a lot for them. They just need to do something about that defense now. Our next trade. Now, this was, I believe, one of the biggest thus far. DK Metcalf to the Steelers as a Seattle Seahawk fan. I saw this coming. I knew it was going to happen. I'm not too upset about it. I was ready for us to move on from DK. I want to see him go be great somewhere, but I knew we're also in a weird situation where we're not going to win now, but we're also building for the future. DK for a 2025 second. That's a little middle ground compared to what I thought we were going to get. I thought we were going to get a first. Other people thought we were going to get a third, so I'll take a second. 4 years, $132 million contract. But the question is, who is going to be throwing to DK Metcalf next year? By the way, 2024 stats, 66 catches, 992 yards, 5 touchdowns. Feels like an off year for DK Metcalf, but the quarterback situation for the Steelers is interesting. Do you go Aaron Rodgers? Do you bring in Russell Wilson, who has rapport with DK? Who knows the Steelers offense? I feel like Russell Wilson is the safer bet. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is the, you know, I don't even know. You can't even call that a safe bet. I think that's a put, you know what, in seats move. Like Steelers fans are going to love to come see Aaron Rodgers, but I think Russell Wilson ultimately would be the better move for DK, for the offense. You don't got to get it. And I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to take him long to learn an offense, but I think Russell Wilson's the better move. We have Sam Darnold to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I didn't know how I felt about this one at first, but then I saw the contract, 3 years, $110 million, $55 million guaranteed, $36 million a year. What does this mean for the Seattle Seahawks? I think that it is a great move. We're paying him less than we would pay Geno. It's only $55 million guaranteed. We can cut him if he starts seeing ghost again. We could potentially have a bridge quarterback, and at the peak, we could have a potential top 10, top 15 quarterback on our hands. Who's he going to throw to? I'm not sure. JSN's an absolute dog. Ladies and gentlemen, if we go in the year, and I love Jake Bobo, I love you. If you're a wide receiver too, I'm going to be a little sick to my stomach. So we're probably going to draft someone, still some names out there to sign. We'll see what that wide receiver core looks like as the year develops. 2024 stats, 60.4 QBR, 4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns. He looked great. Beginning, middle of the year, he started to taper off at the end, looked terrible in the playoffs, looked terrible 2 to 3 games before the playoffs. So there's a lot of what ifs with Samuel Darnold right now. So we're going to see how that goes for the Seattle Seahawks as the year moves on. Next, we have Evan Ingram, a big tight end on the free agent market, released from Jacksonville. He is visiting a tight end needy Denver Broncos. Now, the Denver Broncos have a lot of options. They could potentially do it tight end. You get Evan Ingram. I think Colston Loveland might fall that far. You draft him. 2024 stats, 47 catches, 365 yards, a touchdown. That was in 9 games. The Jags just had terrible injury problems. One thing to note, the Jags did cut Evan Ingram because they failed physical. Now, is he going to go to Denver? He's going to do a physical, and they're going to have to determine, do we sign this guy or do we not sign him pending what the physical looks like. Are they going to be okay with what they find? So that's going to be an interesting one to keep in mind. No signing yet, but he is talking to the Denver Broncos. Khalil Mack back to the Chargers, 1 year, $18 million. Now, this is a move that I could see coming. A lot of people thought that Khalil Mack could potentially retire. I didn't really see him going to another team. This is a good signing by the Chargers. Did you overpay a little bit for 1 year? Maybe, potentially. 2024 stats, 39 tackles, 6 sacks. What this is a move to me is you want to keep veteran guys in your locker room to help the younger guys develop. I think this is a great move. You lose Bosa, you got to retain something on that D line to keep it whole and get a guy in there that's going to help your younger guys. I think this is a good move from the LA Chargers. Next, we have Justin Fields. We knew he was going to land somewhere. We didn't know if it was going to be the Steelers. We didn't know where he was going to go, but he is a 2-year, $40 million quarterback for the New York Jets. 2024 stats, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Got benched on, I don't know how many games he had won in a row. He had the Steelers in a really good position. They just ultimately thought Russell Wilson was going to be the better guy moving forward. I agree. I think he throws a better ball. I think he controls the pocket more. I hope Justin Fields learned a lot from what Russell Wilson on when to get out of the pocket. Justin Fields' bad habit of rolling out of clean pockets. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think him and Breece Hall could be insane together. I think the run game potential here could be crazy. We could kind of see the Jets start to look like a more Raven-esque offense. Now, what does this mean for Garrett Wilson? I don't know how particular happy Garrett Wilson's going to be about this. We're going to have to see how Justin Fields can get him the ball. You want to keep Garrett Wilson happy. You want to keep Sauce Gardner happy. You want to keep Breece Hall happy. You want to keep your core together. I hope Justin Fields is the right move for the Jets to keep those guys in place where they're at currently. We have Joshua Palmer, 3-year, $36 million. Let me guess, what does this mean for the Buffalo Bills? Now, the Bills have been pretty down bad at wide receiver. I think that they just keep putting mid guys around Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen just got an absolute bag, by the way. I forget the exact numbers, but he got paid. I think they got to go get him a wide receiver one. Amari Cooper really didn't do it, which I believe Amari Cooper is a free agent. Keon Coleman going into his sophomore year, who knows what he's going to look like. And you just got a lot of wide receiver twos around this elite quarterback. You still got to pay James Cook. There's just a lot of options for the Buffalo Bills right now, and you have to go get someone that's going to complement the wide receiver core. Joshua Palmer, third, fourth, fifth option. He didn't even start on the Chargers. And when I say the Chargers were a depleted wide receiver room, just really no great guys on that team. Next, we have Grady Jarrett, 3 years, $43 million to the Bears. And we saw a lot of D tackle and DN movement. A lot of guys still getting signed because what the Eagles have done, I think they have showed if you have depth on the D line, you're going to do great things with your team. 2024 stats, 53 tackles, 2.5 sacks. I think this is an absolute amazing move for the Bears. I think it adds depth. I think it adds a great guy in the middle. And what the Bears are doing in free agency, I think they're going to win at least 10 games. I know it sounds crazy. I think the Bears are going to win at least 10 games. You got a new head coach. Your rookie quarterback is going to do nothing but look better, I believe. Do you get Ashton Genty? I don't know. You're solidifying the O-line. You're solidifying the D-line. The defense was already decent. I think there's a lot of great things coming for you Chicago Bears fans out there. Najee Harris to the LA Chargers, 1 year, $9 million. What does this mean for the LA Chargers? I think this means that they didn't want to pay J.K. Dobbins probably the insane amount of money he was wanting, coming off a really solid year. But Najee, 1 year, $9 million. I think he's going to be able to thrive in LA. 2024 stats, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, really good stats for a running back. I think he's going to go and thrive on the Chargers. And look, I own him in fantasy. So I'm here for it. I think it's going to be a great move. I think he's going to do great things over there in LA. Daniel Jones to the Colts. Now, this is a very odd move. I'm sure y'all are asking, why would the Colts go get Daniel Jones? Well, they said earlier in the offseason that they were going to bring in a guy that was going to test Anthony Richardson to see who was going to be the starting quarterback. Really didn't know if it was going to be a free agent. We didn't know if they were going to draft a guy. Well, guess what? It's Daniel Jones. And if I was Anthony Richardson, I would be in the lab right now. I feel like Daniel Jones isn't a terrible quarterback. I think he can go out there. I think he could be a decent bridge quarterback. If Anthony Richardson doesn't work out, he can sling the rock. He can run the rock. He can do things the Colts need him to do. I think it's going to be an interesting QB battle over there in Indy. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, one of the bigger, I think, duo signings, and they didn't sign them at the same time, but Dre Greenlaw and Talano Hufanga to the Denver Broncos. Now, what this means for the Broncos is I think they're solidifying their defense. Their run defense was absolutely horrendous last year. You go get a dog like Dre Greenlaw, you go get a dog like Hufanga, but you're asking the question, how do they get two dogs like this? Both of these guys have had some serious, I want to say career altering. I wouldn't say altering. They've had some serious injuries. Unfortunately, now if you can get anything of what they were in their prime, or if they're about to just rejuvenate, the Denver Broncos are going to look absolutely scary. But those are all the big movements thus far. If I missed something, let us know down in the comments. I think we hit pretty much every nail on the head. I think my favorite trade thus far was probably us trading DK for a second. I think we're going to find a dog in the draft. Let me know what your favorite trade, signing, movement for your team was down in the comments.